Recommended action to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting of April 15th. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. Entertain a motion to approve the transfers between the appropriations.
Motion.
Got a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. The next one here, we did have another one come in. Brenda, you can explain better.
Okay, it's for the police. They accepted a money order, and they had Village of Attica. So we have to technically take the money and then write the check out. Instead of the money order being paid to who was supposed to be payable to. So that check has to go to the mother tomorrow.
So which is the
$425.
So add $425.
Make that motion.
Motion,
Second.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's carried. All right, this time I'll open it up to the floor. If anybody has any public discussion, bring forth to the
I
board.
got a question. I heard a little while ago you might be putting a parking lot up at number 3 at the spillway. Have you heard anything about that?
We did talk about that a while back.
I was actually going to talk to you guys tonight about it because I've been asked a couple from some older folks about that.
Like Brad. Like Brad.
And a couple other guys, Brian Ash, and even probably Mr. Wisco would like it.
Yeah.
The only thing I asked, and I don't know how to go farther, is I need to find out, the last time I talked about it was, if our right of way through their property is a work right of way or a village right of way. If it's a village right of way, they would only be traveling 50 feet on that lady's property going through.
So you're talking about putting it there or making that driveway further down? Oh, okay.
Going right to the dam because it would, we went up there twice now, cutting trees down there. All those pine trees are snapping and they're coming across the path. The path is,
Oh, really?
we tried to widen it out at the bottom. We made it wider. We tried to make some fishing holes off to the one side. It's just a tough area to get up and back, up and down that hill.
And I'm all for making it easier access. I really am. I don't think people
It's-
really,
We got millions at the DPW, you know what I'm saying? And we got a summer where we're not going to be working on a water plant here. So it would be a great summer, but I just need to know if that easement, if it's a working easement, I don't believe I can have people driving across it other than village equipment. So I would like to go
maybe
further
even
with
reach
that.
out
I
to
don't
her,
know.
see if she even wants to
I
sell.
tried, I've stopped 4 times. I caught her once outside. I stopped, she ran in the house.
She's afraid of you.
Well, she
Maybe
sees
have
it-
Craig stop. He's got hair.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't think she wants it to be brought to her attention. I did see where our property goes down a little bit. We could cut it completely out of it, but it would be a lot of work to do that. That roadway is pretty much set. We just went up and mowed it today.
I know she doesn't like a lot of traffic,
do
and I can understand that. So that could open up some things. Is there a better possibility to just take the driveway that we have, widen it even more, and take the driveway, because we can do all that.
Yes, I did think of that.
Escalator in it.
The only problem is the ice fishing at that point. You mean put our vehicles down at the bottom of the hill?
Not necessarily, at the bottom, but like definitely a lot closer too, because I think there's even some, we got to worry about vehicles next to it, gas and oil.
Yeah, I think it's
Is there
50
something-
yards or something.
how much is it?
50, I believe.
Oh,
So it's not a
Alright.
big deal. I was gonna put guardrails, basically wooden guardrails up to keep people from driving right down to the edge of the water, but it would be a heck of a lot easier to do it up top by the spillway, but if, I can definitely look into that. We'll have to run a dozer and clear out some trees and stuff.
I would certainly prefer that, but I think it's going to be a lot harder of a hurdle in my, just in my conversations I've had with her.
Who do I talk to about the easement though?
Probably she too, right?
Yeah, Tim would have
I'll call down
the
there.
wording and stuff of it.
I'll try to stop down tomorrow, just ask him. So if it's just a village easement, goes back to an easement, then we have no issues. It just can't say village work easement.
Mhm.
And I don't know how it was brought up way back when, so.
Maybe a better way to go in the existing and cut across, and could we stay on village property?
It's swampland. That's where I put all my pass in for the guys to fish and It's all online. We could do it, but
Just a thought.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, see what options we have.
then
And how
I'll
we
be
can do
Justin
it.
up there tomorrow with the GIS too, and we can see how far down we would actually have to go. We can have Larry put a new culvert in. Maybe just come down at the edge of her property and come up
Right.
the back way.
We have a lot of millings, we have equipment.
Yeah,
You know, I think we're more than capable of.
absolutely.
Something happen.
And it would be a good summer to do it because with me and Corey, not having this on our plate, so.
Yeah, look into our options and you know,
Okay.
see what options we have.
And then I'll bring it back to the next board meeting in June, so then we know middle of summer when the heat and everything is a good time to do it.
Yeah.
I'll bring everything back to you guys.
I wouldn't mind it closer too.
Yeah.
I'd use
I'd
it-
probably start fishing again.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's settled, it's gonna get done.
All right, anything else to bring forward? All right, then we'll do the committee reports. Public safety first.
Maybe.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Since last time we met, we have been extremely busy. 415 complaints, 2 motor vehicle accidents, 6 domestics, 2 frauds, issued 38 traffic warnings, issued 56 traffic tickets, assisted fire and EMS 16 times, 2 arrests on warrants, 1 parking ticket. I've done 12 background checks. That's other agencies sending me a background request that they're looking at to employ. Had 1 mental health arrest, a couple of funeral escorts. They had a dumpster diving complaint at Family Dollar, and they're the ones basically, then a couple days prior to that, they complained to us. They don't want nobody in there. It's not safe if they're grabbing food or wherever they're grabbing out of there. They don't want the liability. And the gentleman from North Java that we caught insists that it's legal. It's not. He's misconstruing a little law section that he found on the internet. Exchange-free flooding, we attributed to the blocked culvert under the railroad tracks east of the package company. Craig contacted them, and within a day, they were down there, they cleared it, and the water subsided.
Maybe we should do like a maintenance thing every
I
year.
did talk to the railroad, they're putting it on a bi-weekly schedule. Check that culvert, and kudos to Dean for remembering it, because we all forgot all of it.
That's
I'm
not
just
even-
told.
Yeah, that's work.
We had a death investigation on Market Street. Pandora Henning passed away, natural causes. They had a damaged commercial glass door at Good Deals Tavern. And through my official police investigating skills, a deer ran into the damn door. We've got it on video. That's about 2:00 in the morning. A manure truck come through, spooked a deer who was coming down Market Street, right into the door. Cars 26 had a dead battery, thanks to Cody. He was able to locate the drain on the battery to a loose wire. He fixed it. 25's going into Thompson Motors at the end of the month for air conditioning repair. Cody can't do it. He tried to recharge the air conditioning system, but it says it's full and he don't have the machine to do it. So I talked to Mr. Thompson, and they're going to take it in, discharge it, recharge it, and it should be fixed. A car crashed in the front doors of Dollar General, no injury, elderly driver. Juvenile arrest on an assault third, referred to family court. Had a noise complaint. The juveniles thought it was all right to play basketball at 10 o'clock at night. They were so informed, and they were fine with it. They just didn't know. We had a low wire blocking Market Street at 7:45 in the morning, which is not a good time. So we cut it. But actually, Craig came down with a pair of wire cutters.
Where the gutters.
And boop, done. Just to bring it into everybody's attention, an elderly resident of Leroy was scammed by a person impersonating an FBI agent, and they were very good at it. And she handed over $50,000 in cash to him. There's a Verizon ground utility locker located in the weeds on the other side of the Family Dollar, and not seen, you can't see it. but somebody found it, cut the locker open and cut the wires. Killed all phone lines from Attica to Alexander and Alexander Central School for about a week. And they were all those little wires. They had to figure out which one goes where and put them together. And there's no cameras. We canvassed the entire area, no cameras facing that area. And Top's cameras are of the Ice Age. So. Finally, domestic with an arrest and a complete state waiver of protection. Criminal contempt second arrest. Not the same individual, different case, but he's been arrested twice and he's been arrested again. We assisted New York State parole up the Attican. A parolee was refusing to answer the door. And his initial first check, he was released the evening before, and she was there at 7 a.m. and he wouldn't answer the door. So we got a pass key and we made entry, and not sure what was going on, but he had a cut finger that was excessively bleeding. So we called the ambulance and they transported him to Warsaw, where then they transferred him to East Hill Motel. He had a vehicle struck parked here on Main Street near Water, clipped the mirror, but the elderly gentleman that clipped the mirror stopped, flagged me down, and said, "I want to report it." Well, thank you, young man. You did a great job. And I got a huge, I'm sure, I think you got the email about Rite Aid. I never got one of them before. But I did go down and talk to him. I talked to the head pharmacist, and she's pretty confident that store will be bought by another chain. They have, I don't want to say this, over 1,500 customers just for the pharmacy. And she's believing they're going to wait till the last second and then throw in a bid and they're going to accept it. So hopefully we'll have some sort of a pharmacy down there.
Here in Walgreens.
Huh?
Here in Walgreens.
Possibly, yeah.
That's the thing they had mentioned. My wife, when she saw it.
They want their computer prescription dispensing system they have in the store. It's state of the art and they really want it. So she was pretty confident and I trust her word, but again, it's up to the lawyers and the banks. We had a CPS case forced upon us. It started in the city of Batavia and Chester County CPS. It's turned into quite the nightmare. However, the children were removed, placed in the custody of CPS, who went to family court and had the family members who live here in Attica get custody of the children, and the biological mother is a hot mess. So we're working with Genesee County on that. We had a massive complaint on Main Street, reported by juveniles, into an ongoing saga through the middle school. And there was no weapon displayed. It was unfounded. Officer Royce did a great job with that. And we relayed our findings to the school. We're continuing having problems at 28 West Main Street, this apartment complex or building. And we've made arrests. We had the court issue an order of protection and refrain from, and they continue to violate it. So we're making additional arrests. And we will continue to arrest them until something changes. They got the entire neighborhood just sick and tired of their annex. So, and another domestic criminal charges, the refrain from order of protection requested by the victim. We had 2 additional domestics at the same location, but the refrain from was not violated. So we did a domestic incident report. And then we were able to discuss with the victim what's in the best interest of her. We got her to restore, who took her to family court and got a complete stay away order of protection, and he was removed. We have a gentleman with some mental health and some dementia issues at 81 Main Street. Kind of spooked one of the elementary school moms because he was trying to get into the car. And so school notified us. We went over there, identified him, and we talked to the family members, and they assured us that they will keep a closer eye on him. I've got an open investigation right now for one of our sex offenders who failed to register, and there's charges are going to be filed. 19 Market, the bookstore, building codes violation. Apparently, DPW noticed that the rear wall bricks are falling off the building, and building codes was contacted by the village office, and they sent them a violation letter. And what drew our attention to it is our officer was sitting at Market and Main, watching the stop sign, and he heard glass shattered. Third floor window was so rotted out, the entire window went onto the sidewalk.
I have two people interested in that building to purchase.
According to building codes, they said they, quote unquote, which I've never heard this, building being sold to a responsible buyer. Whatever that means. But it's needs direct attention. The young man that came out to clean up the glass and said, "You're going to need to put plywood up there." He goes, "Oh, that's all right. We got drywall." So moving on. A large Verizon communication line come down across 98. It's 7:20 in the morning. Blocking both lanes. Further investigation. I mean, this was a cable that's sick. It was one of the main communication lines. And
So Craig cut that one.
yeah, no. Unless the village has a lot of money. Contact Verizon, of course, they were 45 minutes out, and further investigation, it looked like there was a pole snapped up on the hill going up towards the motel. Spectrum was there before, moving some lines the day before, overloaded the pole. They had no guide wires, and it just said, "I'm done," boom. And as it come down and people were driving over it, damaged the line. So, Verizon did, when they did get there, they got permission to cut it so we could open the road, and it was opened by 8:30. Around that time. So, and thank you to Justin, who came down and rescued me, because I've been on down there and trying to get people to turn around. And Justin came down and covered Prospect and 98 until fire could get there, and it worked out well. Okay, we got another elderly dementia patient who happens to be a police officer from Ohio. He's here in the village, has a pretty significant case of dementia. His caretaker, who is caring for him, was going to take him shopping or something, and he thought that she was going to hurt him. He got out of a driving car and started walking down Main Street at 8 o'clock in the morning. This all is happening at 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why. So I apparently have a new friend. We got him off to the shoulder, and I was talking to him, and I related to him as law enforcement, which kind of brought him right down.
Still got a position open?
Yeah. They're waiting for placement in a dementia home in Ohio, and they're just waiting for room. So we've got a picture. I'm going to send it out to all law enforcement if they, to get it out there, and who his caretaker is and where he lives. We got a report coming into the office about a juvenile who crashed his bicycle on East Avenue, and they're alleging that it was the cause of the crash was cracks in the sidewalk. We had the wrong information. We got the right information today, thanks to Brenda. And Craig has gone down there, did what he could do, and we're going to refer it to the village office, going to refer it to the insurance company. Okay, now the excitement that occurred Sunday. Got a report from Dollar General. These people need to take a vacation or get better juju down there. Of a male subject who entered the back of the store, stole a pry bar or something, and fled out the back doors. Came directly into the department. We got right off the bat, got a great description of the individual. To our benefit, Johnson County had two cars in a state trooper car in Alexander. They were just clearing on a complaint. Got them here, relayed the information, located them on Market Street. which when he was told to stop, he fled. They gave chase and we were able to take him into custody. He lied to us on who he was, gave a false name. And at the end of the investigation, it was determined that he took residency up in an empty residential house on Market, broke in, got on the back porch roof, went into the window and just literally set up household. He went across the street later that night, tried to break into the Legion. Couldn't get into the windows because the windows were locked. And then he must have had a brilliant thought, let's go down to Family Dollar and I'm going to buy me a crowbar. They don't sell crowbars. So he went back and found one, in which we got involved. Look at his vehicle at the house. That's how we identified who he was, because we did the DMV photo lookup we can do through Portal. And yep, that's him. And originally from Springville, went out to Montana, came back, and I don't know why he came to the Village of Attica, but he did. Our investigation showed that he has been here for several days. I think he was casing out. He had asked somebody about, hey, why doesn't anybody live in that house? We got him on burglary second. He's currently in Guam County Jail on 20, 40, 80,000 bail. And we have an additional 5 misdemeanor charges to file and an additional felony for an attempted burglary, third of the Legion. I want to thank Rose. She's been great. That investigation is still continuing. Officer Jackson was on duty and he did an amazing job. I even had the state troopers and the sergeant of the sheriff's department call me back and saying how impressed they were with his professionalism, his demeanor, and how he handled the case. So I'm going to write him up, but in a good way.
Yeah.
And back to Dollar General. Today, $100 counterfeit bill happened about 10 days ago. We got the initial information through Johnson County Sheriff's, and we went down there, talked to them. They did some backtracking. The 3 individuals from New York City drove out this way. They hit 21 Dollar General stores in Genesee, Wyoming, and Erie County. They got caught in Boston, New York, because Dollar General had sent out a mass email saying, hey, look out, we believe this is the vehicle. The store people down there at notified the Boston State Police. They got there, began the interview and put them under arrest. And in doing the search of the car, the actual counterfeiting machine was in the trunk of the car. The disturbing fact is whatever